today. We are celebrating Western New York as they're reconstructing history in Lancaster. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, in the form of a brand new 200-year-old barn. Yeah, it's being assembled at the historic Hull House.
Oh, we've got a beautiful 200-year-old threshing barn being erected right before our eyes.
The barn's original home was on a farm in King Ferry, New York, on the shores of Cayuga Lake.
It had been sitting idle for a number of years. The farmer no longer wanted it or needed it. We purchased it from him, had it disassembled, brought it over here, and it's been sitting here waiting for the funds to do this part.
That came in the form of $106,000 from the Erie County Cultural Capital Grant Program. And to carry out the project, they brought in one of the foremost historic barn experts in the state. Randy Nash owns New York Barns, LLC, and has been studying and restoring barns for most of his life.
Well, the fact that we're dealing with a building that was built 200 years ago, and we brought all the materials over here, keeping track of all those materials so they're handy when we need them, when we go to raise it, that's one of the biggest challenges with it. And then the repair work on an old building, trying to maintain some of the aesthetics of the old building, that's a big challenge.
Restoring, and in this case, rebuilding.
One of the things with an old building is it's pre-cut, it's pre-done, and it goes together just like some Tinker Toys if you've got it labeled properly.
And that's where all of these Roman numerals carved into the pieces come in. Randy put them there when the barn was disassembled.
We could have just done a brand new barn, but it just wouldn't look right. If we can get the original, authentic stuff, that's what we're going to go for. And it's correct to every detail, and we're putting her up.
Once complete, the threshing barn, which is used to process and store grain, will add to the living history environment of the Hull House complex.
It adds significantly to our opportunities for educational presentations to let folks understand what it was like back then to create your crops and get them to market.
And they're hoping to have it open to visitors sometime this summer.
So it adds a major component to our storytelling here.
Yeah, in addition to the threshing barn, by the way, they're also in the process of building an outdoor cooking hearth so they can have classes and demonstrations, because obviously you don't want to do that in the actual hearth inside because of fire risk and whatnot. But the whole point is, you know, they'll have actual grain in the barn and cooking outside, so they'll give people an idea of what it was like to live back then.
I see a lot of field trips happening there.
Oh, big time,
yeah.
Big time.
And that picture that you just showed at the end, that's what it will eventually look like.
Right, or if they put it together the right way. If they mark the pieces right, sure.
Very cool. All right, let's get a check of the roads right now.